end of the day, that's the strength of the team is the run game. The only reason why it's not is because we're not using it. But how we're built, that's the strength of the team. The offensive line, that's a run and offensive line. Can they pass block? Yeah, they can pass block, but their strength is
Mauling.
run blocking, going downhill, cracking guys. Then we got the running back. Welcome back to the Down South Philly Show. I'm your Down South Philly co-host, Don. This is your other Down South Philly co-host, DP.
In the building. Tell them about the gun line, boss. What we got on the docket today?
Man, look, y'all already know what time it is. It is Sunday night. The Eagles just played the Cleveland Browns at home, and we just in here to give our thoughts on the game. I'm gonna let DP go first, but I will say I did miss some of the game. I missed some of the game early, and then I ended up missing some of the other parts of the game here and there. But the parts I did see, I give my opinion on. But go ahead and give your what you give me your thoughts going into the game. We coming off a bye week, and then give me your thoughts on what actually happened.
So boom, going into the game, I felt pretty confident. It hasn't been a game like this year that I haven't felt confident in, like what we could do and seeing a way that we can win a game. Obviously, I wasn't too worried about the Browns from an offensive standpoint because it's just from a quarterback. Watson just, I don't know, for whatever reason, he just ain't really, been making nothing shake. And the running game hasn't been as scary as it traditionally has been, mainly because Chubb is gone. Offensive line been doing some shuffling on their end. Their defense is still their defense for the most part. So that was probably my biggest concern. But we supposed to be at full strength going into this game. So like with that and the offense being the strength of the team, I really liked our chances going into the game. So it was a chance for us to get healthy. It was a chance for us to look at some things that we could possibly do better that we haven't been doing over the first month of the season. And then we get into the game and it's pretty much what I expected. It was a slow start still. Excuse me. We didn't get a chance to score in the first quarter yet again. But I did like how we utilized Saquon. We ran it as much as I wanted us to. Well, obviously we could always run a little bit more, but I did like that we didn't give up on using Saquon. Man, it was a good sight to see Swole Batman and Skinny Batman go ahead and get in the end zone. And it just seemed like, offense eventually figured something out. It was still a little too slow of a start for me. But I feel like this was the perfect game out the bye to kind of get us like in the rhythm of things. So I liked a lot of what I saw. A lot of it on the defensive side of the ball was just us playing the Browns. But hey, I'll take it. I still feel like it was a good win. 3-2, baby.
About the offense, but did you think they was going to, or they might start Jameis Winston?
Nah. I don't think they're gonna start Jameis Winston really at all. Outside of Watson getting hurt, right. Unfortunately, it's just too much money tied up in Watson to put him on the bench or cut him. So they kind of handcuffed themselves. Especially for this year. All his money is fully guaranteed. So it's really gonna come down to like how how much bad quarterback play are they gonna take before they just cut their losses?
I after watching them today, I think he could also. I mean, of course, they need a running game.
Mm-hmm.
But outside on top of that, I feel like he in certain situations he could use his legs way more. It was a couple of times where I was like, "Oh, he gonna use his legs right here," and he just threw the ball, and I was like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah.
I was glad he did, but in my mind, I was thinking like, "All right," because it was one play. I can't remember what quarter it was, but they was going for it, maybe like fourth down, third down, or something like that, and he ended up throwing the ball. I think they might have got it, but anyway, I'm thinking if nothing open, I'm like, oh, he gonna use his legs, but he didn't. It was a couple times, third down or something like that. They didn't get it or something like that, and I was like, oh shoot, you know, if he incorporate his legs more, that's gonna open up everything else. But he didn't do it, so I don't know why he kind of got away from that. I haven't watched any of the other games, but I'm assuming it's more the same. Another question I had for you was, how did you feel about Cooper DeJean?
I like what he brought to the table. I didn't really see like him be out of place too much, and even if I did, he got very limited playing time in the role that he's in. So I think I like what he brought to the table, not only from a defensive standpoint but from a special team standpoint.
Mm-hmm.
I think when before that Bucks game, we never really got to see anything because of just how it played out with the fumble
Injuries and
and
stuff like that.
injuries
Oh
and
yeah,
stuff
yeah,
like
yeah.
that.
You talking about
I know I'm
special
talking
teams?
about when he was actually
Yeah,
back there for special teams.
right.
It
Yeah,
was some crazy stuff that went on.
right.
So this time we actually got to see him like field clean catches and
Right.
get some returns out of it. So
Yeah.
I like what I saw out of the Gene. I wouldn't mind seeing more of him going forward. He came. It looked like he come with a little bit of pressure when he coming up to hit. So
Yeah, for real.
that's like a baby Ed Reed Blankenship.
The more he get comfortable, I think we're gonna see more out of him. That's what I was kind
Yeah.
of seeing. I was like, oh, once he started getting comfortable, because that really was kind of like, especially defensive wise, that really was like his first start, his first bit of action. But as he, play within the scheme, get used to playing with the guys, and get his coaching and adjustments from the coach on stuff he messed up on, and kind of clean up a few things. I think, if we can stay healthy on defense for the most part, I think we can start seeing a lot more from this defense.
Mm-hmm.
Especially on the Vic. I think he I don't know about in game, but for the most part from game to game, I think he's been pretty good at making adjustments. But also offense, what do you think what do you think is kind of like because like I missed the first almost the whole first quarter. What do you think was the reason for the slow start?
Well, one thing is I never feel like we start the game off with the game plan of running it enough. I feel like our first like 3 to 6 touches need to be runs like right off the bat just to set a tone. And maybe not 6 straight, but it need to be like 80-20 run in the beginning just to set a tone.
Right.
And then work off of that. But that's the one thing we don't do a good job of establishing the run. 2, most of the time we end up getting some stupid penalty that killed a drive. And then I can't remember when exactly we lost Myalata, but I think it was pretty early when we lost him. So that that played a part because Jason Garrett not Jason Garrett, but
He's in the second
Myles
half.
Garrett. I can't remember when it was, but whenever it was,
the beginning of the second half or the
it
end
could have
of
been. But I feel like it'd be a mixture of penalties and not establishing the run enough, especially with what we have on the offensive side of the ball. we got we got dogs on that side, and I feel like if we establish that we gonna come out and run the ball, then
Right.
that'll back them up and give us some space for AJ and Smitty to get
And at
loose.
the end of the day, that's the strength of the team is the run game. The only reason why it's not is because we're not using it. But how we're built, that's the strength of the team. The offensive line, that's a run and offensive line. Can they pass block? Yeah, they can pass block, but their strength is
Mauling.
run blocking, going downhill, cracking guys. Then we got the running back to do it. So like you said, I agree. We should come out running the ball. First play of the game should be a run. Every time they should know it's coming. I mean, it don't even matter that they know it's coming. If you see them selling out to start the run, all right, now we might can play. But you got to put them in that position. They didn't seen us run the ball so many times that we 15 games into the season, now we throwing a pass. Like they should be expecting to run. Like these boys been coming out just straight running the ball. Like
the Lions. The Lions make a concerted effort to play smash mouth football, and then they run all they little extras off of that.
Yeah. So I don't know. That's the one thing that I don't really get. I wonder what they be saying, like what be going on in the meetings. Like ain't nobody saying this. Like, and then they try to come out and be like, well, that's just the way. No, in the beginning of the game, that ain't how the game. When you can establish that early in the game. The defense
you could tell what's part of the first 15 plays.
Right. So I agree with you on that. How did you feel about Hurts play this game? And also, I'll go ahead and add in, us getting AJ back.
Oh man, Hurts balled out, but I never really had nothing bad to say about Hurts play. For the most part, I felt like he had a couple things, a couple plays here and there, forcing the ball downfield or maybe a fumble or something like that. But he had a clean game. So, whenever we can come out of that thing with a clean game, touchdowns, wasn't super efficient, but at the same time, that's a really good defense that he went up against. So, overall, I don't have no problems with the way Hurts played today.
I feel like we wasn't he wasn't too much, forcing the ball. He wasn't pressing.
Check downs.
Two other games, it seemed like he was pressing.
He actually threw it away a few times. Like, all right, so on the first drive, Jurgens pulled the guy daggone Kelsey and snapped the ball over his head. So he had to go chase it down.
Right.
And in the past he had tried to still make a play out of it, but he picked it up and actually threw it, out of bounds. So I was proud of him for that. It was little stuff like that made me think like it was a really good performance by Hurts.
Yeah, there was another time too when he kind of like threw it out we was like in field goal range and he threw the ball away. He threw it kind of like almost out of the back of the end zone. He kind of threw it to like the side of the end zone, and I think we ended up scoring there. Now on that doggone, I'll say this on the doggone field goal block. Now this is what
pissed me off.
Yeah, this is what made me mad about that. It was 3rd and 1. The hell is we dropping back to throw the ball for?
Facts.
I was like, all right, it's 3rd and 1. We about to, we gonna run the ball here. He dropped back. I knew, I don't know what it was in my head. Before we called the play, in my mind, I said, if we throw the ball right here, Hurts gonna get. I don't know what it was. Someone was telling me he was gonna get sacked. I was like, if we throw the ball right here, he gonna get sacked. But I'm thinking like, 3rd and 1, run the ball. So I don't know what the hell was going on right there. I don't know why they keep
the alignment.
I don't know
the
why
alignment showed you that he was about to get sacked because they was coming for one, and then on top of it being a passing play, was no hot route, It was no running back leaking out the backfield to dump it off just in case they did send the dog. So all of that combined, it was gonna be a sack. And I don't understand. Like you said, it was 3rd-and-1. We were supposed to run the ball. We were supposed to go in the halftime with it like 13-3 or something like that. I think.
Yeah, it would have been 13-3.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how much time was left right there.
It wasn't a lot.
It wasn't a lot, but either way, we should have been damn. See, what they was doing was it was 3rd-and-1. Wasn't a lot of time left. They were trying to go ahead and get in the end zone, bruh.
Mm-hmm.
Run the damn ball, pick that first up. Go. The game already run. If anything, if we had a timeout after you pick up the first, now
they had timeouts.
Yeah, and now maybe you take a shot or something like that. But I don't even know if I would have did that. I would have just went ahead.
I don't wanted the points.
Yeah, I would have probably just ran the ball and then let the clock get down and boom, kick it like game like game over type joint. Like boom, kick it, time run out, we go to the half or whatever, something like that. 13 going 13-3, make the adjustments, we get the ball and we come back out. Then we get the ball when we came back, or they got it.
We got it.
Yeah, so boom, you 13-3, come back out. Now you put your 7 up. So just little stuff like that. I don't know what's up with special teams. We didn't have a punt block. They got to clean that up. We had a punt block, a field goal. So we can't be letting special teams beat us. A lot of times in these games, we hurting ourselves. It don't even be there because our defense, for the most part, they've been doing their thing. Like, outside of that Bucks game, and even then, there was a few times we kind of stopped the Bucks. The first 2 drives they was on us, but after that, we mess around and stop.
Tighten up.
We mess up the doggone punt. So we just gotta clean up some of these silly mistakes, like stuff people shouldn't even be doing. If something gonna happen, let them force it. Let them force a doggone fumble or don't be doing dumb stuff and give it up. So that's the only thing that I really got to say about the stuff we've been messing up on. I think it's not really been the other teams, because the defense kind of just been doing their thing. Now between the 20s, you might drive on us a little bit, but when they start getting close to their red zone, we're gonna lock you down for the most part. So we got to clean up these doggone silly penalties, offsides, false starts, hitting the quarterback late. Man, they had just let Carter get away with doggone hitting Watson. We mess around and hit him again. Like, oh my God. They just let you get away with one. Don't do it again. Somebody should have been saying something then. Hey, bro, y'all got to watch hitting the quarterback. Whatever. They let us get away with one. Hey, let's get off the field. So,
and that trend, man, it seemed like every time we mess up a clear-cut turnover where like it's right there in our hands, if it ain't the next play, they about to score on that drive.
They gonna score on that drive. So you're right. It seems like that happen every time. We drop an interception or we don't get out the field because of a penalty or something like that. Yeah, they fumble and then they get it back or something. Man, they score every time. Every time. I don't really got nothing negative to say about the game. I do think we did better, but we still got to clean up some tackling, better pursuit angles. It was a few times. I don't know what we do. I hate when they just be reaching. Tackling, man, stop reaching. Boy,
they're gonna break it. They're gonna break it.
Yeah, stop reaching. Come up and hit something.
Like for me, I didn't really expect much out of this defensive unit. One, because they, we got young pieces out there, right. And I felt like they, it's gonna be some growing pains with them anyway. Right. I felt like at our best we could probably be a top 10 unit. So yeah, 10 to 15. Like coming into the year, I'm expecting our offense to be the strong suit of the team, which they haven't been outside of like maybe the first game. So as we, find that rhythm on offense, and of course, putting points up, put pressure on the other team,
Right.
and make it easier for our defense. So I mean,
Yeah.
it all goes together. So we just need to really pick it up on offense, and find that rhythm. And after that, defense can be a top 10 unit. But right now, I'm just looking to like outscore people. Obviously, you can't do that every game, but for the majority of them, if we healthy, we should be able to go toe to toe with most teams in the league.
Yeah, I mean, but for the most part, nobody really. Even though we got a young defense, like they've been holding their own. Like they've been the reason why we've been in games because the defense been waiting. They've been holding it down until the offense can do their thing.
Wake up.
Yeah, because the offense, like we just got done saying, they haven't been doing that in the first quarter, but the defense, like I said, outside of that Bucks game, they've been holding it down. Now it hasn't been no crazy turnovers or no splash defensive plays, but they've been either holding teams
right there
goals or getting them off the field. Like they've been doing their job.
Mm-hmm.
So, like I said, I think as time goes on, they'll start clicking even more. I like, adding the Gene out there. He look like he got some juice to add out there. On offense, I'll say this, not even just on offense. You know what I think? I'll say this about the offense. I think on offense, we just need those guys need to, play together because people been hurt. So they need to play together. They need to get in the rhythm. Hurts and offensive coordinator, they need to get on the same page. Kellen Moore, him, they got to, still continue to build their chemistry. But one of the main things I think it is, and I think one way we can establish this is by running the ball more. And that'll help the offense get in more of a rhythm. But I think one of the main things that's hurting us is we don't believe as much as we used to. Like last year, even though I don't think the team was that good as far as coordinator wise and like how we were scheming game and game plan, I think the reason why we won a lot of those games was just we believe we could beat the other team. Like when we went into Kansas City, we believe we can beat them boys. Bills game, we believe we was gonna find a way to beat them boys. But we really, as far as like how the plays we was calling and the execution really was trash. But I think our belief won us them games. Now, I think when we started after that 49ers game, I think just slowly our belief and what we can do just kind of started fading. And we really haven't got that back yet. And I think they trying to find it. Like, I think because if you look at it, look at Washington. They are okay talented team, but now they didn't build that belief. That's why they was in that Ravens game today. That's solely one of the reasons why they believed they was gonna be able to beat them boys. So when your team start believing, you can start doing stuff like that. And I think that's one of the things that's really holding us back is we not believing like we was believing before. We ain't really too sure. But I think play calling got a lot to do with that as well. If we start calling the right plays and getting these guys in the rhythm and executing like we're supposed to, running the score up. Really, if Kellen Moore start running the ball more, I think, and would open up the pass game and Hurt start throwing that thing like he want to. Hitting AJ and Speedy and them boys. I think all we need is probably about 2 of them games back to back where we kind of have a dominant game, and we're gonna start. That's believe gonna start to come back, especially if it's against a pretty good team. It doesn't even got to be against a pretty good team. As long as we just playing efficient ball, we'll get our confidence back. Also, I think it's gonna take a little bit of time. I think a lot of people was kind of upset about this game because even though we won, they was upset about. A lot of people went into the game with the expectation of, all right, we see what Washington just did. We're a better team than Washington, so we should be able to go in there and blow these boys out. Now, that's why, in my opinion, that's why they mad. Because, one, of course, I just wanted to win the game. 2, that wasn't my expectation. So when it didn't happen, I wasn't mad. My expectation was we can go in here and win the game. Now, I didn't know how it was going to look, but I know we could go in there and win the game. So a lot of people were feeling some type of way because they feel like, man, Nick ain't had them boys ready to blow. My expectations was built off of how we had been playing up until that point. So I'm not expecting them to come out and just do something crazy. One game we done had the bye week, we're gonna come out and just turn it on. Football don't really necessarily work like that. You ain't just gonna turn it on and now all of a sudden you had a bye week, now you blowing people out. We gonna gradually get into this thing. We still got to build that chemistry on offense. AJ been out, Smitty was out last game. Now Goddard was out and Calcaterra was doing his thing. I ain't even gonna lie. That one pass where he had picked up like 32, man, he was scooting, boy. I was like, damn, Calcaterra got some wheels on him, boy.
Yeah.
At first, he kind of looked like a running back. I was like, was that Barkley?
I was lit. Yeah, I was lit.
I didn't even realize that was him, bro. He was skating. I was like, when they said Calcaterra,
I knew who it was, but I didn't know he was that fast.
Bro, I didn't, because I wasn't close to the screen. So when I seen it, I saw the pass, and I thought Saquon was, now he did look a little bit taller. He wasn't moving like him, but the way when he started running, he had made like a little cut and everything, and then they was like,
he was moving.
They called his name. I was like, oh snap! I thought that was Barkley or something. The way he was moving, but yeah, he had a couple timely catches. Dotson, we had a Dotson sighting. He didn't caught that ball.
He made a couple plays.
Yeah, he had a couple catches. He had a catch before that catch. He might have picked up a first down on that other catch.
He did.
Yeah, I thought so. But yeah, I think Hurt started feeding the other guys. I think we're gonna start rolling, man. We got to go into these next few games and build on what we did today. And I think people will start to see what they're looking for. See, my expectation is not for them to turn it around in one game. Can we have a blowout game or something like that? Yeah, we could easily do it, but I'm just being more realistic about it. About what I've seen up until this point. Now, I know a lot of people realistic is based on their expectations on the stars we have on the team and the expectations they had going into the seasons. But in my opinion, once you don't see that, you got to start tempering your expectations to what you're seeing. Not that you don't hold them guys accountable, but you kind of, you know what I'm saying? Look at what's going on in front of you instead of going into every game. Dang, we ain't blow them out. Dang, we ain't blow them out. Now, it'll be a difference if we're not building, but to me, it looked like we've been building, especially, the defense has, outside of the Bucks game, the defense has been either getting better every week or making the right adjustments. And on offense, we just, we haven't had the full band together, so it's really kind of hard to adjust the offense until now. So, like I said, I wasn't really going to say nothing about what happened before that until after the bye weeks because I knew we was getting everybody back. And they look pretty good today. It's just a few miscues we need to clean up. And I think we'll start rolling, but we'll see. Only time will tell.
Yeah, man. I'm just glad we survived. Nick Sirianni is now 4-0 coming out of the bye. So we'll see if we can. Yeah, he was 3-0 before today.
Yeah, because did we come out the bye last year and play Kansas City? Who we played after the bye?
I can't remember. It could have been.
Yeah, it might have been.
I can't remember who it was, but yeah, we 4-0 coming out the bye under Nick. So everybody gonna have to put their pitchforks away for another week on Nick. He on the hot seat. Let the media tell it. And let Philly media tell it.
Since you brought that up, how you felt about because I haven't really looked at anything yet, but I know people are mad and I know they making a big deal out of it. One, I know they making a big deal out of it because the media kept asking them about it. Plus, I just know Philly and I know the media, but they really kept, how he was. He went like that to the crowd. He was going over there saying some stuff pretty much where he was insinuating was, look, y'all been talking all this junk. Now they came out here. We won the game. So what now? Basically is what he was saying. Now, I know on the flip side of that, fans are probably saying like, bro, you barely won the game because they, like I said, their expectations was we were going to come out there and blow them out. So when they did, now they like, Nick, shut up. Like, bro, what you doing? Like, y'all only won by 4 points. So, what how you feel about that?
Man, I like it. I like my coach to have that kind of cockiness. He he already like rubbed people the wrong way.
Yeah,
Inside and outside of Philly Nation. It's like, especially outside of Philly Nation, they pretty much like hated him from the jump. Coming in, winning, and being cocky. But
right.
like even inside Philly Nation, the people who want to see him gone, they already, ain't nothing that he can do outside of start to blow teams out that's gonna change their mind. So, they kind of over it with him. But I love it. I'm still team Nick. As long as it don't seem like he lost the team, and crazy stuff start happening, like stuff. I'm cool with Nick being the head coach.
Crazy stuff start happening. Like what? You start breaking up.
Oh, when as long as no crazy stuff start happening in the locker room, we're saying like he lost the locker room, or it's respect issues and stuff like that, chain of command stuff. As long as all that stuff stay in house, I'm cool with Nick.
Yeah, I agree. I don't have a problem with it. I never really had a problem with it. I think a lot of people expect all coaches to be the same. They just want you to stand on the side, and they just want you to stand over there on the side, call plays, and have a straight face the whole game, like Andy Reid be doing. But that ain't. I mean, that's how coaches used to be back in the day. Maybe you might have had one or two that wasn't, but it's not like that no more. You got people on the sideline, coaches. You got McVay
showing emotion.
Yeah, you got McVay. He'll run down the field. You score a touchdown. You got
Dan Campbell.
Who was the other coach? It was another coach. Can't remember who it was, but yeah, coaches be celebrating, man. Let these guys be who they gonna be on the sideline. Everybody they ain't gotta stand right there with a stone face, all stoked, like they ain't excited about what just happened. Yeah, man, they human beings just like everybody else. That's how they react to the game. I like it. Like I said, I don't really got a problem with it, and I don't even understand why. Oh, I know how I was thinking about old boy for the we just got fired now, but old boy for the Jets.
Rob Saleh.
Yeah, Saleh. He always was showing emotions on the sideline, talking, chirping, saying something to players, saying something to the crowd, whatever, just showing emotions.
You more so used to see that when he was just a defensive coordinator, but yeah, you still seen a little bit of it when he was a head coach.
Yeah, I see.
But when he was a D coordinator for San Fran, he was lit.
Yeah, I done seen it come out of him a few times, especially games where like the odds was really against them and people thought they was gonna lose. Even the game that they beat us, he was going crazy. Last year, that game that he beat us, I really didn't have a problem with it. In my opinion, if you want the coach to not show emotions, be quiet, you got beat them, shut them up. Just like I don't even understand the whole blowout thing. Football or basketball, players be getting mad. They running the score up. Stop them. If you ain't stop them, what you get mad for? They wait till the NBA, the last seconds of the game. They don't want you to shoot the ball and throw a layup and run. You had all game to worry about that. If it's too late now, I never understood that. Sportsman, ain't no damn sportsman. That's crybaby stuff. Can't stand when players be doing. What did you get mad about? You had all game to get mad.
Now you want to fight.
Now you want to do something. Get out of here. But yeah, I ain't got no problem with Nick showing emotions on the sideline. Y'all
get off Nick nuts.
Yeah, if the players on the sideline with him don't got no problem with it, I ain't got no problem with it. Especially if we winning. I hope I see him do it for every game for the rest of the season. But yeah, that's all I got, man. You got any more for him?
Go Birds.
Go Birds, baby.
Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe to the channel.
Yes,
Tune
sir.
in.
We out. Hit that notification bell.